Matt Ishbia joining us on Burns Gambo. Good to see you, sir. How you been?
Doing great. Great to see you guys. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, you seem rejuvenated. You seem excited about this team right now.
Yeah, very excited. Very excited about everything about the organization. Finally, that last season we're behind. Now we're into a new season. Let's go. You know?
I told you once when you were on, you're going to own this team for a really long time. You're going to own it longer than Jerry did. You're going to own it longer than Robert did. You're going to have a lot of success. You're going to bring a championship to Phoenix. The first couple of years were rough, but you're going to look back on that someday and say it was just a learning experience. So let's start with that. What did you learn over the first 2.5 years of owning this basketball team?
Well, I learned a lot. We could spend the whole time talking about just that. I'm getting better every day, just like our players got to get better, our front office, our coaches, everyone's got to get better. But the big thing is, in order to have a successful business, basketball team, anything you want to talk about, radio show, TV show, like everything, you got to have an identity, a vision, and a way that you're going to do things. And so we did not set that right. That's on me. We did it with the Mercury, like the women's team. Like right when I got in, we made some changes right away, day one, and said, hey, we're going to get new people. We had the worst team in the league, and now we're competing for a championship, right? Same thing with the men. We didn't do that right away, so that's on me. We've done it now. And so now I learned that, listen, you got to follow your instincts, and you got to go for it, and you got to make the right decisions. And sometimes they're tough decisions because they're good people around. We got to make the decision. We got to go for it, set the identity, and then we got to run. And we're running now. Now we've set it out. Doesn't mean we're going to win 82 games, I'll tell people, but we are going to compete, and you're going to enjoy watching this team. And I've learned a lot, and excited to continue to learn going forward.
I know how your roster has changed. Tell me about how you think your identity as an organization has changed. What is different about this version of the Suns, identity-wise, compared to the last 2 years?
Yeah, so identity-wise we had to have one. Right before we had a lot of talented players, and they're going to go out there and try to win games. But that didn't work. We saw it, right? Unfortunately, and it wasn't fun to watch either. Unfortunately, I watched it with you guys too. So Listen. So what we had to do now is say, what kind of team are we? What are we about? So first off, we play for each other. We play for the fans. We're going to compete at a different level. I want guys that I might give up sacrifice a little bit of talent to get grit, toughness, mentality, defensive-minded guys, rebounding guys that are just fun to watch, guys that dive on the floor, like that's just what we're about. And guys that walk off the court and throw their wristband to kids, guys that are cheering their own teammates on. When one of the guys gets pushed, the other guy comes in and stands up for him. There's a lot of things that just maybe to me and you and like a lot of people, like that's the way it should be, but that's not the way it was, unfortunately. And so we have to set the identity, set the tone, set the culture. This is what we're about here in Phoenix, and we're going to do it this way. And then we got to bring in a front office, coaches, and players that believe in it. And you can't do it all day one, so it's not perfect day one, but it's a process. And we feel like we're on that journey now.
Jay Triano called me and he had coached the Canadian national team after you guys had made the trade for Dillon Brooks. And he coached him on the Canadian national team. And for about 15 minutes, he just told me how much we are going to absolutely love Dillon Brooks because he does every single thing that you just talked about. Diving on the floor, leadership. And this team had lacked the leadership. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You had lacked the leadership. Do you feel like he's a guy that could bring that level of leadership, not only to help the team, but even help you, all the young players that you have now? Can he be a leader for those young players?
Absolutely. Dillon Brooks was targeted in this trade, right? We wanted Dillon Brooks. We wanted Jalen Green. We obviously got Kaman and Rasheer and Kobe. Basically, we got 5 players for Kevin Durant. I know people think that we didn't, I think it turned out fantastic. And so, but Dillon Brooks is a big part of this trade because Dillon Brooks defines everything I just was talking about. Grit, toughness, mentality, plays defense, cares about his teammates, all the things. That's what we want. And so, yeah, he's got leadership. He also scores 14 points a game, shoots 40% from the three.
Sure.
He's 29 years old. He's not 39 years old. Like, he's the kind of guy that we can have here. And so I love Dillon Brooks. He's been one of my favorite guys that that's joined this team this summer. Spent some time with him, and he's exactly what we're about.
As you know, I was really in favor of the buyout of Brad so that way you guys could move on. The people that don't like the buyout will say, well, it's going to handcuff you. But I try to explain it like, as long as you're willing to go over the cap and pay a luxury tax, it's not going to matter. The buyout doesn't matter. Can you explain it in your words why you believe that buyout is not going to affect your ability to compete or even spend money on future teams?
Well, first off, most importantly, is we have an identity, we have a vision, we have a type of player and type of people we want in our organization. And if they're not that type of player, we can't have them here. So first we had to make a change. Okay, so we did make that change. And how do we make that change, right? We decided to waive and stretch him, and it's like, oh, is that going to affect you for 5 years? First off, almost all teams have some bad contract on their books. We can't have 2, right? Second thing is, Yeah, it's only part of the salary cap. People keep talking about it's a diminishing percentage of the salary cap, but we're willing to go over the salary cap, and we're willing to go over the tax, as you guys have seen. I'm not afraid to spend, so it only impacts you if you're afraid to actually go over those numbers. In 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be like 6% of the cap and like 4% of what I could spend if I go up to the first or second aprons, and so it's not that impactful. Now, would I rather not have it for 5 years? Of course I would, but that's not the reality. We have it, and it's not going to affect our building of the team. And we had to do the right thing to build and be aligned with what I said: culture, vision, identity, tough. I can't say it and then not do it. And that's what we're doing. We're doing that with our players, with our coaches, and our front office.
Matt Ishbia is joining us here from Phoenix Suns Media Day at PHX Arena. You, a moment ago during your presser with the assembled media, you referenced Steve Nash, and I'm curious to get a little more specific on that. When you hire him as a consultant, is he here more to consult with Brian Gregory, more with Jordan Ott? Is it more of a front office kind of thing, or is it more of a coaching thing that you're asking Steve Nash to help with?
So Steve's a great guy and a winner, and you guys got a chance to watch him in his career. I told him everything. We want him to do everything he can to help us in any way possible. So Steve's job, he coached with Jordan Ott in Brooklyn, so they have a great relationship. Him and Brian Gregory are very close. They spend a lot of time. I've talked to Steve, but also the players. Every time he walks in the gym, 4 players go talk to him, and he shows them something. So he's going to help in any way possible. He cares about the Phoenix Suns, which is the best thing that we've seen, is that he cares. He wants us to be successful. He wants to be part of it. He's the ultimate winner, and we want him being part of it. And so any way he can help, he can help. He'll probably interact with Jordan Ott and Brian Gregory the most, is my perspective.
Okay.
And of course with the players, and occasionally with me. But he's, he's going to be here when he can be here, and he's a senior advisor, and we're very lucky that he wanted to be part of it.
We're going to ask him when he comes on with us a little bit later, but I'm curious from your perspective, the Devin Booker perception for you in terms of how he feels about everything that has gone down the last few months. He signs the extension, a lot of changes, a different identity, a different look. How do you think the relationship with you and Devin Booker and the organization as you go into kind of this new era of Suns basketball is?
Yeah, well, I think it's fantastic, right? Devin Booker, I talk to Devin all the time, and we're very completely aligned on all the things we've done, from trades to moves to things like Devin's insight from coaching. He interviewed the coaches. I think he actually talked to more coaches than I did in the interview process. Like, he's part of this organization. Devin Booker is the franchise player, and we are building around Devin Booker. I believe in Devin Booker. He's our guy, and we're building around him. And he's going to continue to step up as a leader, as a player. He's going to do more and more. And so Devin and I are completely aligned. And he's aligned with BG and Jordan, and now he's leading these organizations. So I'm really excited about it. So you can ask Devin as well, obviously, see what he thinks. But I think me and him are very aligned, and I'm very excited about having him here. We're very lucky in Phoenix to have him.
I knew a few of the coaches that had interviewed for the head coaching job, and everything that came out of that was just how great Brian Gregory was, just how good the questions were, how prepared he was for all of those interviews. You've had him now for a few months. What have you seen? What do you like so far about Brian Gregory?
Yeah, he's an amazing communicator. He's amazingly in the weeds, Brian Gregory. He's outworking everyone. He's in early, stays late, doing whatever. Just like Jordan Ott, by the way, which I love. Like, that's the way I've done everything in my life, is outwork everyone. That's all I know. And so those guys are doing it. So BG's done great. A lot of people look at stuff like, the free agents, the trades, the draft picks, which I think were great, okay? But then you got to talk about beyond that is, well, do we have the right medical staff, the right massage therapists, right dietitians? Do we have the right operations people? All that stuff. He's done a great job with the performance team. And then on top of that are the players getting better? We've had players in here all summer. Hopefully he'll talk about it a little bit. Like, they've been in here more than almost any other team in the NBA, I believe, because they're here working together as a team, getting better.
Right.
And he's been the leader of that with Coach Ott. And so I think BG's done a great job. I'm very happy with him.
Like the Mercury, I'm a big believer in addition by subtraction. And I think that you guys are actually going to be better than you were last year. I've actually got a lunch bet with somebody we all know very, very well.
Well, this is the second time you've made this reference in front of Matt.
I just want to know, like, if the Rah-Rah Room, I've heard it's a great place to eat. I haven't had a meal there yet, but you think that's a good place for me to get a free meal when you guys win more games than you did last year?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can deliver that so you can win the bet and you lose.
Is that a good spot?
He thinks this embarrasses me. This doesn't embarrass me at all.
By the way, you know what?
I really don't.
And to give you credit, a lot of people think we're going to lose more.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we're going to be worse. And you know what? That's fine. We don't worry what other people think. What we're going to do is going to.
You shouldn't worry about what I think.
No, anybody.
You shouldn't.
The truth is, we got to get better, and it's on us. It's not on you guys. So we have to be better. And if people think we're not going to be as good, then guess what? Let's show them they're wrong and work every single day to be better. And that's hopefully what you guys will be proud of going forward. Is you'll see this organization cares. I care, and we're going to get better every day.
All right, so it's going to be the rah-rah room. That'll be the place. Whoever wins the bet, they get the rah-rah room.
Easiest lunch I've ever paid for if I'm wrong.
I'd
be more than happy. Let's go. Let's go. Matt, we appreciate the time. Truly, best of luck this year to you and the organization. Congratulations on the Mercury success as well.
What a win last
night. It was a huge win last night.
Win.
That was. Matt, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Matt
Appreciate
Ishbia joining us here on the Burns
Thanks a lot,
Gambo
buddy.
Show. Joining us right now, the president and CEO of not only the Suns, but the Phoenix Mercury. And let me just start with the easy, low-hanging fruit question. Congratulations on that from last night. Josh Bartelstein joining us here on Burns and Gambo. Josh, that was something last night.
What a game. Not good for my heart. These games, unbelievable. But the toughness, the discipline, I mean, look, the first half was tough. And then Minnesota's really, really good. But to win that game on the road, just unbelievable basketball. So it was fun to watch. And now you can't wait for Friday to have this place packed. It's going to be unbelievable.
Well, yeah, and I think that first-round series against the New York Liberty, who fired their coach after you guys beat them, I mean, defending champs, that was a tough series, hard-fought. That probably set you up very well for this Minnesota series because that series was tough.
Yeah. I mean, they're defending champs for a reason, and they have big-time players. No, you're spot on, Gamble. There's a collective belief. Like, we've been through it. We won in New York. Go to Minnesota. You're down a ton, and all of a sudden you find a way, right? And everyone contributed. Sammy Wickham, the shot she's making. Kat comes off the bench, makes a big three. So you have the big three, but to see the role players step up and just the toughness. I was FaceTiming them after the game. They're all fired up. It's a good. They're flying home right now. Yeah.
I'm excited. Good for the Mercury. It's awesome. Hopefully a packed house on Friday. All right, I've covered this team for a long time. So is he. I mean, almost 30 years for me covering the Phoenix Suns. And I'm not saying this. The vibe right now is a lot different and it's a lot better. It's been miserable the last couple of years. It's been miserable. I mean, it was hard to watch. It was hard to root for the team. I feel like you guys, this is the start, not the end, but this is the start of something that could be special. I like the direction you're going. Talk to me about that, the decisions that you guys had to make to get to this point where you could almost have like a reset and start over.
You're spot on. Last year was no fun. You could feel it. You could see it. The vibe walking around this building was not what we wanted to resemble. And there were some hard conversations. The decisions that were made are really, really hard. And, I give Matt a lot of credit. So we all got to own it. We got to build a team that resembles the community here. A toughness, a grit, diving on the floor, the bench cheering for their team. And the Valley's got to fall in love with the person again. Right? Like they fall in love with the person on the team. And I think the personalities you're going to see today, you just saw Jalen Green walk by, and he's like, how good do I look in this purple? Right? Like Jalen Green is so excited to be here. He wants to be here for a really long time. That matters. The fans want to see guys who love putting on that jersey, who are committed to being here, whether it's Jalen Green or Kaman, whose personality is infectious, to Devin, this extension. There's a pride on this team right now. And if you have a pride and you have pride in putting that on because you know what it means, we can be a team that you care about, that you watch on TV and say, you know what, win, lose, or draw, like I respect how they competed tonight.
We talked to Matt about Devin. We talked to Devin about Devin. We heard he's, hosting players in Flagstaff. He went to New York with Kobe Brea, and he met his family. Like what new role, different role, elevated role has Devin Booker taken in kind of this new world order you guys have?
Yeah, well, we're lucky. Like a lot of times you do this and you reset it and you don't have a top 10 player, a guy who's a superstar, and that's what he is. So the question is, how do you optimize the team? We want this team to have his personality. Like as talented as Devin is, he's a grinder. He competes. He's got a nastiness to him. And how do we have all of our players see that's who we want him to be? So when we met after the season, we said we're going to build a team that optimizes how you want to play on the court, but also off the court. And having people go up to Flagstaff and work out with him and hearing how much he loves this community. Devin takes pride in playing here. That's why he did the extensions, why he does a lot of things in the community. We want our rookies to be like, I want that. I want to entrench myself here where the fans love me as a person and player. And for us to have that and him to only be 28, turning 29 is a special thing. I give him a ton of credit because he had an unbelievable offseason on the court, but off the court leadership-wise, he's taking this thing over.
You could talk, and Matt did, about everything you guys have done in the community, the concessions, the free television, but you got to have a team that fans could just grasp onto and love. And it's been tough the last couple of years because they didn't. So this team, you're younger, you're more exciting, you've got a lot more length than you ever had. I think this might be a team, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way, that you've got a lot of young players. And the fans here love the young players, the originals that start out Phoenix Suns, the guys like Amari and Sean Marion and Nash was originally drafted here. They gravitate to those players. Do you feel like that's the direction you want to go in, a lot of young homegrown players?
You're spot on. And I think you see it with Devin, the impact he made. We want guys to come here, be here all year long, be here in the community, be here in the gym. You've seen that. Our team has literally been here every single day, and it's all voluntary. Mm-hmm. None of it's required until today. They've been here. But you see the impact they've made, and you're spot on, Gambo. When the fan falls in love with the person, they'll love the player, not vice versa. You can hit all the game-winning shots and step-back threes, but that's transient. What makes an impact here, the fabric of these players, is going to be truly being part of this community, and I think our fans are going to respect them for it.
I think a lot of people expected, and I had talked to you about this probably a month or so ago, season tickets, excitement in the team, it's high, and I think a lot of people probably expected, all right, no Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal, not going to compete for a championship, all of that stuff, then people are just going to bow out, and they're not going to support the team. You've seen a little bit different, right? You've seen a lot of people season ticket renewals and people excited about buying single-game tickets.
It's unbelievable. So let's talk about some stats. I like numbers.
Okay, give me the numbers.
Suns are number one right now in the league in social media rankings, which is engagement, followers, how much it's shared. Like the NBA has these rankings that came out yesterday. Number one in the entire league. Right?
Okay.
It's based on sentiment. People love these young guys and the content we're curating and sharing it. Right? We're top 3 now in new ticket sales in the offseason for the Suns.
Top 3.
Top 3 in the NBA in new ticket sales.
New ticket sales.
Yeah, so
new people coming in for single game or season.
Yep, all season tickets.
Okay, season.
All season tickets. So top 3 in the league because people want to see this team. I think everything you said, they feel. We're a top 5 in the league in sponsorship. Right, this is an amazing market. You're talking about the likes of the New Yorks, the LAs, San Francisco. So the business is unbelievable. This new media deal, no one's done. All these metrics the league has, how we're graded. We're top 5 in everything.
Are you surprised by that? You went from a team that was supposed to compete for a championship to a team that is going to be more of a young, rebuilding team and exciting. Are you somewhat surprised by that?
I'm surprised by it, but I saw the work that went into it. Like when we did this thing in April and May and said we were going to retool it, this was everything we talked about. It had to be tied to everything. How we're going to market this team, the types of players we want. We got Dillon Brooks right in front of us, like getting people like him, the toughness, the culture. So I'm not as much surprised as I am it was intentional, and to see it working and everything aligned to it makes a lot of sense.
My guy Jay Triano told me that we are going to love this guy. Absolutely. Triano called me after we got him, had him on a Canadian national team, spent 15 minutes saying, you are going to absolutely love this guy. We almost had him once before, but they thought it was Marshawn Brooks, not Dillon Brooks.
There
you go, Dillon. There you go.
He's off camera, but he's laughing about that right now.
They thought it was Marshawn.
Yeah. I can confirm you're going to love him.
Come say hello to the camera. Just put your face in there. Just say hi. We got a little bit of say hello to the Suns fans. There you go. Dillon Brooks, you're going to love him, fans. You're going to love him.
And I'll tell you what, like you hear about Dillon, the amount of time he spent in the gym. I mean, he's first one there, last in the leaf 2 times a day. And we couldn't be more excited to have him here.
We were talking, Josh Bartelstein is our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show. We were talking about the Mercury to kind of start this segment, and I almost, at least from my perspective, want to close it with this. Do you look to them as sort of a pattern to follow in terms of, and I know it happened kind of quick for them. There was one very bad year in there, obviously, but do you look at them as a pattern to follow when it comes to how to reset this model for you guys?
It's a great question. Came here with Matt, won 9 games, worst team in the league year 1. Make the changes, go from 9 to 19, and now we're in the semifinals, and it's 1-1. And it took time, but there was a vision set on how he wanted them to play. And at that time, that team had bottomed out, so it was, hey, do this now. But I think some of the adjectives you see and how they play and how hard they play, the rebounding, we're a top 5 defensive team. Like, we want that to be the fabric of all teams that play here. And you're spot on. I think you see that rise, and that's why it's really, really fun to see how quickly we've turned it with the Mercury.
All right. If we don't get a naming rights deal done soon, I think we're going Burns Gambo Arena.
Are we writing that check?
We can write a check. It may not be what he wants it to be.
Are you writing that? Yeah, it's a different check. I mean,
yes.
You're really scraping the bottom of the barrel if we're going to call it the Burns Gambo Arena.
How close are we to a naming rights deal?
We're close. The big things we wanted to get done before the start of the year right around there was media rights and naming rights. We have 3 or 4 actively bidding. I told you the stats. Like my view, Matt's view of what this thing should go for is tops in the league. If we wanted to take a medium-sized deal, we could have been done a month ago. But we have 3 or 4 bidding. It's going to be one of the largest deals in the NBA. I can't wait to come on and talk about it with you guys.
I'll leave me with this. The NBA All-Star Game coming. How soon do you start preparing for that? Anything that you could tell us about how exciting that's going to be and what could be coming up with it?
Face lit up a little bit when you asked
So
that.
we have Women's Final Four coming here, which is awesome in April. Men's All-Star. So I have a monthly meeting now. We've been doing it since we got it, this idea generation. You guys can come join the next one and give me your ideas.
Sure.
We're going to do things that no one's ever done.
I'm not afraid to give you my ideas.
I want your ideas. So we want to do things differently. Like, everyone does the same stuff. It's like 1 or 2% different. We want to do things completely different. The idea Matt and I are talking about, which we're close to finalizing, we'll talk once we get it done, no one's ever done. It will be like the biggest show entertainment thing of all time. And I'll tease you with it from now until I get it.
You can't tell us what it is?
It's not done yet. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
But it just goes like, to me, it's stacking wins. Social media ranking 1, the ticket sales, the concessions. We're opening a new club right here. All-Stars coming. That's our job. Is like, there's no silver bullet to doing amazing. You got to keep stacking wins, and then you're spot on. The team's got to play the way you got to win. They got to make the community proud. But in the meantime, if you keep stacking wins, the fans see all those things. That's what we're going to keep doing.
Josh, we appreciate the time,
Appreciate
man. Thank
you guys.
Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh Bartelstein, our guest here on the Burns Gambo Show.
Thanks for watching Burns Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.